There were a number of storylines in the days leading up to the state elections here in the Garden State. Among them was a heated battle for the Senate in the 12th District. That's a potential transition in the balance of power. And also a stem cell bond referendum, which was left in the hands of New Jersey voters. My Nine's Mike Gilliam has more.
I'm disappointed, not for myself. I'm disappointed for the individuals and families that I think are going to be missing advances in the science.
53% of voters rejected Governor Corzine's proposal to borrow $450 million to fund stem cell research. Bogota Mayor Steve Lonigan opposed the measure.
Well, the main message is we're tired of big government, high taxes, more debt, and more spending, and we need to get things under control.
Lonigan says the initiative was risky, promising cures for everything from cancer to sickle cell, with no guarantees. But others disagree.
Well, obviously it's a bad thing. I believe that this stem cell institute that New Brunswick is planning to have here is a great opportunity for research.
The Eagleton Institute of Politics' John Weingart says their polls showed New Jersey residents supported stem cell research and the initiative.
But I think the voters seemed, those people who did go to vote, and it was a low turnout election, seem to have gotten the message that the state is in a serious financial crisis.
The Stem Cell Institute is slated to be built here at Rutgers in New Brunswick. And even with voters giving the thumbs down to the measure, the governor says he still might be able to come up with some funding. In the meantime, the governor, who spent $200,000 and appeared in TV ads supporting the initiative, admits mistakes were made.
If I'd known there was going to be 25% turnout, probably would have argued that we should have raised more money, should have been on TV. I could have done a lot of should-haves.
Mike Gilliam, My 9 News.
And joining me now, our Assembly Deputy Speaker Jon Wisniewski of New Jersey's 19th Legislative District and Assembly Republican Whip Jon Bramnick of District 21. Of course, the biggest blow, as we saw, to Governor Corzine and the other Democrats was the defeat of the stem cell measure by a resounding 53 to 47%. This marks the first time in 17 years that voters in New Jersey have defeated any statewide ballot question. So what happens now, gentlemen?
There's change in the air. People are fed up with the spending that Trenton has done over the last 4 to 5, 6 years, and they're saying no. And the stem cell, unfortunately, I think many people believe that embryonic and adult stem cell research is important, but they're saying the state just doesn't have the money to do it on its own.
So it was a matter of choices for the people of the state of New Jersey. It's an important issue, no doubt about it, but when you hear discussion after discussion that the state is $30 or $40 billion in debt, I think there was a disconnect. Voters said, well, if we're so far in debt, why are we going to incur more debt, no matter how good the purpose is?
And yet when we talk about the green space issue, they said, fine, $200 million, we'll borrow for green.
Well, that's something that I think they're very concerned about because it plays into another very big concern about congestion, about overdevelopment, about quality of life. And if you're not going to preserve open space, eventually it's going to be built upon. It's going to make sprawl worse. It's going to make congestion worse.
So was this a situation where there was a moral vote and an economic vote?
On the stem cell issue, there's a built-in base of people who are going to vote no. That is a pro-life constituency. Add to that the anti-tax people, and I think that's why you get to the 53%.
All right. Let's take a look now at the breakdown of what both houses are going to look like in 2008. In the state Senate, the Democrats actually gain a seat for what is now going to be a 23 to 17 advantage. The Democrats will continue to hold the 22 to 18 majority until the end of the year. And in the state Assembly, Democrats are still going to maintain control, although the Republicans do pick up 2 seats to cut it to what's going to be 48 to 32 Democratic majority in the next year's legislature. The Democrats maintain control. Republicans are shouting victory. How do you see it?
No, well, I don't think it's quite the victory. First of all, when you say it's gone from 50 to 48, it really went from 49 to 48. In the latter part of the year, Assemblyman Bodine changed parties after he was denied renomination. So it's a change in 1 seat. And at the same time, while the net loss is 1 seat, we've won seats in places that, quite frankly, we weren't expected to win. We now have 3 legislative seats in the 1st district for the first time ever. We have both assembly seats in the 14th district.
The Republicans are very excited. The energy in my caucus in the Assembly was actually amazing. And that's because Democrats spent millions of dollars. In some of those races, the Democrats were able to raise $3.5 million against our $300,000, and we were able to win. So what we were so happy about is changes in the air. And with all due respect to my colleague, I think the Democrats in Trenton feel that if they don't start changing up their game, that the Republicans are coming up pretty strong.
Well, let's look at it this way.
I want to move on to one thing, but let me just interject one thing. What about the voters? I mean, does the balance of power really matter? I mean, are you guys going to get anything done, a voter might ask?
Well, we've gotten a lot of stuff done, and we will continue. But let's look at the historical trend. Midterm elections are not good times for the party in power. In this election, we lost 1 seat compared to when Governor Kane was at the height of his popularity. He lost more than 10 seats. Governor Cahill, Governor Byrne, all lost a lot of seats. I think this is a ratification of what the Democrats have been doing in the legislature.
I think the governor realizes that the message is clear from the voters, that Trenton has to stop the spending. So I think what you're going to see is a hesitancy to spend money, and that's exactly what the voters want.
I see a theme coming up here. Probably the biggest upset of the night was the Republicans' Jennifer Beck's ouster of incumbent Democrat Ellen Karcher. That was in the 12th district. That was a margin 54 to 46%. This has traditionally, though, been a Republican district. What do you think? Your reaction?
It is a traditionally Republican district, and we had a confluence of good things 4 years ago. Senator Karcher ran a very good campaign 4 years ago, as well as this year. But as you say, demographically, it is a Republican district. It's a very big lift for us to continue to hold that Senate seat, and I think that's how the voters came out.
Or does this play into your theme, that voters are kind of going to the direction of fiscal conservancy?
In the last few days of that race, the Democrats spent $1.5 million against Jen Beck. Jen Beck spent nothing. She was out of money. She won that race. She won that race because people know that you're going to have to change up who you send to Trenton, and they're willing to give Republicans a chance. And that's what I think the future holds.
Well, it's good that Republicans voted for a Republican in a Republican district.
Democrats also spent a lot of money in District 39 as well for challenger Joseph Arian in his race against incumbent Senator Gerald Cardinale. But Republicans do maintain this seat by a margin of 55 to 45. This was a seat that the Democrats really, really wanted, and more importantly, they really needed it, though, didn't they?
Well, we wind up with 23 seats in the Senate, so we picked up a net of 1 seat. We won 2 seats in South Jersey. Question of needing the seat, I think we would have liked to have won the seat, but again, we're looking at a district that demographically is not the kind of district that Democrats automatically win. It was a very big lift. We tried our best. Senator Cardinale won.
So you're saying a win's a win?
A win's a win.
Senator Cardinale is a fiscal conservative, and that's what the voters are looking for.
Okay, now that's the theme. Are we going to see that theme as we push toward the presidential race in the state?
Well, we have to see it. The House is on fire. People are fleeing the state. The statistics speak for themselves. If we don't see fiscal conservative policies, you're going to have a state that's in crisis.
We have to get spending under control. By the governor's own admission, we're $30 or $40 billion in debt. We have a lot of needs. We have to build schools. We have to build roads. We have to save our health care system. We need to find a way to get that money, and right now there is no plan.
Two bright spots for the Democrats were the Senate seats, which were gained in Districts 1 and 2 by Democrats Jeff Van Drew and James Whalen, who is what is happening in this particular
Well, Jeff Van Drew, first of all, is a well-respected legislator, was a freeholder, mayor. He is very popular in the 1st District, but the thing that really runs counter to what John is saying is this is a Republican district that has never had 3 Democratic legislators. For the first time ever, you have all 3 legislative seats held by Democrats. That's a testament to what the Democrats have been doing in the legislature. That's a testament to the reforms we've instituted. That's a testament to the property tax relief we provided. That's a testament to Democratic leadership in the state.
It's a testament of how much money they can raise and how much they can throw at that 1st district. But let me talk about the 2nd district, where we picked up an assembly seat. And I walked with those guys, John Amadeo and Vince Palestino, on the street. Those guys worked hard. There was a message down there as well that people are happy to give the Republicans a chance. And in this state, I think you better give somebody a chance, as I said, because we're almost bankrupt.
Well, job 1 is property tax relief as well, right?
Absolutely.
And they go hand in hand, right?
Property taxes are very high in this state. We need to get it under control. We've provided a measure of relief, but we have to do more than just provide relief. We have to fundamentally change the system.
With all due respect, I have been hearing that. I can't even count the years.
Absolutely. We tried. We had the reform committees last year. Consolidating local government is one way to do it. Everybody said it's a fine idea, just not my town.
Right. Not my backyard.
Does it make any sense that people have to fill out a form to get a rebate check and go through all that hassle? They can't understand the form to begin with. Yeah. Now they get some portion of their money back. Just don't spend the money, reduce the taxes, make it simple. People respect that.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Fascinating discussion. We have to have you back. We're going to do a kind of a midterm report card, so we'll have you back.